guess we'll start with Chris. He's been asking you when is he available? You say he's close. He's close. Looks like.
Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, he did great today. You know, no hesitation. It looked like Chris Middleton. So we are happy. I'm sure it will be a minute something. You know, which coaches just love the minute things, and we'll just figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, just obviously he's going to slide in and kind of beat Chris. But what are you most looking forward to?
You know, I don't know yet because I've not had him, but I think 2 games, 3 games, 2 games really. The 3rd game he was injured. So, yeah. So I'm just going to organically watch. I know some thoughts. I know having the other offensive guy really allows us to play both sides of the floor. I thought at times with Dame and Giannis, we got one side oriented, and then when we'd swing it, it'd go back to the same side with Chris on the other side at times. And then, you know, we can now develop going from a 2-man game to a 3-man game. We put something in the first day, and we were laughing today because we ran it, and everybody was like, what's this? And I was like, it's what we put in the first day, but it's a 3-man game with those 3 guys playing it. So that's going to be awful for a minute, and that's fine. You know, like even today I kept saying, no, just figure it out. Do something else. And, you know, it was not very good, I'm being honest, but it's going to be. And so this is another example. You're still going to run it in games, even if it's good or bad. You don't care because at the end of the day, we're trying to get to where we want to go. And if that hurts us right now, it hurts us.
One of the things Chris had mentioned is if you're coming back from an injury, offensively, you're in control.
Yeah.
You can kind of visualize.
Yeah.
Defensively, you have to be able to react.
Yeah, it's the hardest part.
So just what did you see from him in that regard?
We didn't go hard enough to tell, and I've learned this over years, is even if we had he's still not guarding Durant or Booker because there's no Durant or Booker's on our second unit, you know. So you just never know. He looked good. We'll test it out. I'm sure there'll be some growing pains.
I guess for you, you're kind of like the new guy with Giannis and Chris. Like
Yeah.
Those two know kind of what they're
Yeah.
doing. Chris always, as you mentioned, has that high IQ.
High IQ. And
what has that process been like?
oh, it's been great. You know, like that's why today I was pushing them to think, and because players, when you do that, where you know, it's a set, but inside the set, it's there's random actions, there's reads. I wanted them to show me something that they like to do, that they do more of, and you know, they were reluctant early on, and then I just stayed with it, and finally you could see them starting to do stuff. And you know, there was a couple actions. Oh, that's cool. You know, and that's what we need to learn. Unfortunately, you know, we're way behind in that. You know, other teams know exactly. You know, Tatum and Brown, they get together. They can do well. None of it. So we got to figure it out, and we will. I think there's time. Is what I'm saying.
I think you were asked already a couple of times about Giannis being in that MVP hunt. So
Yeah.
I don't want to repeat that, but I just want to ask you. I think he's fought through 4 or 5 injuries this season. And I hate to be the mom. I'm always like, please rest. Stop.
Oh, I'm the same way.
Right,
You know.
so but you don't know him.
I don't know him. It's funny. We literally had a talk today. I said, hey, love the heroes. I just don't like heroes in March. I like them in May and June, and you know, and so I just need. The only thing I said, I don't know your body. I just want you to be healthy, and you got to use your own. In with our medical team, and I don't get involved because I've learned players can read that as me pressuring them to play or not to play, and you just can't win with that. I just wanted him to know that it's okay if he can't go. And so that's how I phrased it without being involved, and I think it's important to him to know that. But I think our medical team has done a great job with him. Yeah. So.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Can I also ask you about Pat Connaughton? We were talking about kind of what you've done for him since you got here.
Yeah.
And I think that's because those of us of a certain age aren't really into analytics quite
Yeah.
as much as some of the younger people. Players, right? Do you think that's some of that with him, that he brings some of the hustle stats?
Yeah, he does a lot of little things, you know, and it's funny. I haven't done anything but told him that we needed him to be Pat Connaughton again. And really, I just thought, you know, sometimes, especially in that point, you can kind of get stuck, and it becomes showing up for work thing. And I've reminded him that you are Pat Connaughton, and we need you to go play and be aggressive and play, and how important, if I've done anything, is that just the importance you play to this team, and we need it. And he's done it. He's bought into it, and likes his role. He's amused by playing with Pat Beverly because he thinks he's nuts. And so I think that's given him some joy too, because he is nuts. And so I think that the two Pats have been really good together. Yeah. We got to give one a nickname though, because it's driving us crazy.
You mentioned your alma mater, playing Villanova. They got that done. Did you go anywhere and watch that? And I guess Shaka just look. They're without their point guard.
Shaka's been great, man. Like, and I'm not saying this. I guess I am, but like there's perfect fits for places. Bobby Knight was perfect in Indiana, and Coach K and Duke. But Shaka is the perfect fit here. And he'll tell you. I wanted to hire him 5 years ago, and he turned us down, big time this, and went to Texas, and he learned his lesson that this is where he should be and this is where he should always be. And then I tell you, the end of the game of the Villanova, he ran two just really good. The one I still think should have counted, but the refs figured, let's let the kids play in overtime. That's how I think they decided that one. And then the other play that didn't get any play was the one to the big kid, and he lays it in. That was a great play, and no one talks about that one. I was like, my gosh. So anyway, Shaka's been great, and it's fun to watch. And Dre and I have a wager today. Yeah.
I was about to say. I mean, he's a rookie though. I mean,
it's automatic.
Okay.
I put that into place the first day. If a college plays a college, your college, it's an automatic bet. And the number is set, and then in the playoffs it's doubled. So I would love to win that.
You mentioned Chris. You got what he can do for you guys offensively. I'm curious, without him, offensively, the numbers have come down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you feel like a lot of that has been not being able to get
to? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the answer. I do think our pace, not just getting up and down the floor, but our movement at times at half court has been stuck at times. That's the big step for us. Like, we have to become a better half court team. In playoffs, it slows. We're big, and that's going to be the key. I watched all the games from last year, and the game came to a halt, and we were not very good in that. And that's where we have to be a dominant. We have to learn how to be a good team in those settings.